All right, Brant Wilkerson-New here with Ed Harden, ACCXtra Greensboro News and Record. ECU just pulled off a somewhat shocking 33-30 victory over State. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think the NC State fans are shocked. I don't know. I thought State would win the game, but after I saw them for a few minutes, I thought ECU was the better team. So I don't know. I don't know where State's headed after this.
It was, it was kind of interesting after last week. State's offense looked so good, so dynamic. They were doing so many things. There were a couple times during this game I was like, okay, State's about to pull away. State's going to get together, and then special teams happened.
Yeah, special teams and missed blocks and penalties and bad calls, bad decisions. Dorn blamed everything and everybody, including himself, sort of, but not really.
So, I mean, what does this say about a football team that kind of has a very thin margin for error? They have such a tough schedule. They're not an elite team, and they come out and make mistakes like that in a game like this.
Yeah, I think it says something about a game like this, and it says something about a season that's kind of on the edge, too. If they're to win 6 games this year, this was one of them. So they're going to have to shock somebody now just to get back into the bowl picture. Here we are in week 2. We're already talking about that.
So Scotty Montgomery was a little bit of a surprising hire when ECU went out and got him, former Duke offensive coordinator. People weren't so sure. What are your impressions of him so far?
Well, so far, you have to be impressed. They're 2-0, and they look a lot like a Dave Cutcliffe team, don't they? I mean, like every single play, they're trying to establish this edge, this screen pass out to the edge, and it's basically a running play. It's just a safe pass. I'd forgotten about that. That was David Cutcliffe through and through. So we're going to see a lot of Duke this year in purple.
Yeah, what I think I was kind of most impressed with hearing him talk in the press conferences. Scotty Montgomery's a Shelby guy. He went to Duke. He's a North Carolina guy. He understands what this game means. Did it seem like this game meant more to ECU than it did for State today?
Yeah, it always does. State fans, they don't want to admit that this is another rival, and this is the worst nightmare to come down here and lose this thing. In this atmosphere, it's always like this. And I don't know, State fans don't want to be here at all. A few years ago, the politicians made them resume this series, so they don't even count this as a rival, but ECU sees this as its game of the year.
So that's 6 straight for the Pirates against the ACC now, 6 straight against the ACC, 3 straight against NC State. I mean, what is this? Do you see this season kind of exceeding expectations for the Pirates?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this was kind of a make-break game for them too. If they lose this one, then you really don't know where they're going. But with this under their belt, this gives them more confidence than anything else. Now they can go into the American League or whatever it is they play in, and they'll be a team you got to reckon, you got to deal with.
All right, so we will see NC State again next week with Old Dominion coming to Raleigh. Probably going to be a blowout win. ECU is headed down to Columbia, South Carolina, and if they can pull that one off.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, for Ed Harden, I'm Brant Wilkerson-New.
See y'all.